Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Cam Ward, and today I want to make a very quick video talking about the Canon 5D Mark IV. Now, I've not got my hands on the camera yet, but I don't think I ever will because I don't think I want to. After seeing the leaked specs, I was so disappointed with what Canon had to offer, especially with a lot of videographers that I know moving over to Sony, including myself. Now, I've said to a lot of my friends before, and I always say it to them, I'd be more than happy to move back to Canon if they had a product which could rival, say, the Sony A7S Mark II. So some of the things I'm really disappointed with the 5D Mark IV is the fact there's no C-Log function, there's no H.265 codec, but especially with no log function, it's just like, what are they doing? Like, the camera costs £3,500 in the UK, the Sony A7S Mark II is £2,500, you know, that's £1,000 price difference, and to be honest, I think you're going to be getting more for your money in the A7S Mark II. I understand that the C-Log function is reserved for like their cinema line cameras, you know, the C100, C300, but to be honest, I think at that price point, it's very disappointing that the C-Log profile isn't in this camera. Not only that, but I was also looking at the 1DX Mark II, and I would have been more than happy to jump over and pick up one of those cameras. However, again, no C-Log profile, and you know, it's a pretty high-end camera. I do understand that these cameras aren't specifically designed for video or filmmakers, but you know, after like the 5D Mark II kind of revolutionized things in terms of DSLR filmmaking, I'm just saying it would be great to see Canon kind of go back and focus, or put a bit more focus into filmmakers and videographers that use these cameras pretty much daily or weekly. So next up is 4K. I do think Canon are a little bit late to the party on this one. 4K has been in these smaller design cameras for a while now. The most disappointing thing about seeing 4K in the 5D Mark IV is the fact that it's on a 1.76 crop. This means that you're not really getting a full frame image when you're using 4K on the Mark IV, which I think is just so disappointing, especially since, you know, the A7S can do this, the A7R II can do this. It would have been nice for Canon to push for that. Another thing I was disappointed with is the fact that you can only shoot in 720p at 120 frames per second. If you've seen much of my work, I enjoy using slow-mo. I think it looks really cool, and actually I just think it's a bit kind of lacking that it's only in 720p, and it would have been nice to see Canon kind of implement something, maybe even 240 frames per second at 720p, 120 frames per second in full HD. That would have been fantastic and would have given me more reason to kind of switch over, or at least look into it a bit more. Now, I know this was a long shot, but a tilting screen or a flip out screen would have been great in the Mark IV, really useful. It also would have kind of opened up the camera to kind of vloggers as well. Imagine that would have been insane to see that camera be used for vlogging as well. On some kind of positives about the camera, it does have HDR video. HDR, if you don't know, stands for high dynamic range. This is a feature which a lot of Red users have had access to for a while now, but it's not really taken off just yet, and you know, it's not really kind of picking up momentum at the moment. The 5D Mark IV has also updated its autofocus system. This will be great for photographers if you're doing some movie work or Steadicam work and you want to put a wide angle lens on your camera. It will be very good for getting autofocus in that situation as well. If you're in the market to buy a new camera and you're looking at about the £2,500 range, £3,000 maybe, I would probably suggest go for the A7R II if you're a photographer and filmmaker and you kind of do both. Otherwise, I would probably say maybe check out the 5D Mark III, especially for video if you want to kind of save some money, especially since the price of that will be going down now. Overall, as you can probably tell, I'm a little bit disappointed with the 5D Mark IV. I definitely would have switched back over there if it had a log profile, you know, better slow motion capabilities, and if I had that flip out screen, no questions asked, I'd be over there straight away. You know, I do love the Canon stuff and the Canon products, I think they're great, but at the moment they're really falling behind, and a lot of filmmakers and videographers I know are moving over to the A7 products. If you do want to know more about the A7S lineup and the A7S Mark II camera, check out my review on the camera. I'll leave it in the notes below. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit like. I'd love to talk about the camera, the 5D Mark IV with you in the comments below. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one.